What if I told you one of the most powerful ways to be desirable, not just by one person, but by every single person, is actually by letting them go? I know this sounds really simple, but if it was that easy, then everyone could master it. Now, the thing is, right from early on, we are taught that when we want something badly, we must chase it, we've got to fight for it, and we've got to prove ourselves. When it comes to a specific goal, chasing is actually the least beneficial and one of the most unattractive things you can ever do. Ironically, the moment you genuinely let go of somebody, that's when they become more curious about you. Now, before you think this is just another video about playing mind games or pretending not to care, it really isn't. This is about understanding the psychology behind why we chase, why letting go actually feels so difficult, and why becoming emotionally secure changes every relationship, not just your romantic relationships. I'll also explain some fascinating psychology, touch upon some evolutionary psychology, and share some of my own personal experiences and one of the biggest lessons I learned from Eric Fromm's book, The Art of Loving, which is phenomenal. Let's start with what's actually happening psychologically. So, have you ever noticed the moment someone starts pulling away from you, your brain suddenly goes into overdrive? You'll end up replaying conversations, you'll read the same text many times, and you wonder, have you said something wrong? And then you start comparing yourself to other people. It's almost like your brain now becomes a detective. It's trying to solve a mystery. So one reason for this is psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement, where the reward becomes so unpredictable. So one day he's texting you constantly, giving you attention, and the next day you hear nothing, and then they disappear again. Ironically, unpredictable attention can become more psychologically compelling than consistent attention. There's another fascinating concept called the Zeigarnik Effect. In the 1920s, psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, she discovered something fascinating while she was sitting in a cafe. So the waiters could remember incredibly detailed orders while they were being prepared, but the moment a meal had been served and paid for, they quickly forgot the details of the order. Curious about why this happened, she conducted experiments, and she found out that people consistently remembered interrupted and unfinished tasks over the ones that they had completed. The thing is, our brain really does not like an open loop. That's why when someone's ghosted you, it stays in your memory far more than thoughts about a healthy relationship you've had with someone for years. So your brain keeps trying to finish a story. It just wants closure. And when it doesn't get it, it replays the situation over and over again, searching for an ending that actually never came. Now, let me give you an example because this used to be me many years ago. Back in my 20s, if I liked a guy and if he started ignoring me, I would actually hit rock bottom. I would start thinking that I wasn't good enough. I would think I did something wrong. I would start comparing myself to other women. And that toxic thinking would spill into every other aspect of my life. It's like suddenly my self worth depended on this person picking me. Honestly, I know that sounds pathetic, and I probably was back then, but I also think so many of us go through this spiral every now and then. Now, if the same situation happened, my response couldn't be more different. The minute I notice someone consistently pulling away, I will create space. There will be no double text, there will be no chasing, and I am definitely not trying to chase closure. Now, obviously, if I'm in an actual relationship and I start noticing this pattern, I will bring it up because healthy relationships require communication. But if we're still getting to know each other and it's early stages, I am simply going to let this person show me who they are. And if that means they are going to drift away, I will let them. And what's interesting is more often than not, they come back with an explanation, or they apologize, or they ask for another chance. And by that time, I've already moved on. The thing is, over the last few years, I've spent so much time trying to build my self confidence and my sense of self worth that I'm no longer waiting for somebody else to decide my value. My power is back where it belongs, with me. And you know what that does? It creates this sense of mystery. It creates a sense of curiosity. Now, from an evolutionary psychology perspective, there's an interesting idea. So, for thousands of years, men were generally expected to pursue, chase, and prove themselves, while women tended to be more selective because they had a greater biological investment in choosing a strong, secure partner. This doesn't mean every man wants to chase or every woman desires to be chased. Obviously, we're all individuals and things have changed, but it might help explain why confidence and independence is so attractive. When someone isn't desperately trying to convince you to stay, there's something very intriguing about them because they are not trying to win your approval. They're simply comfortable in being themselves. And that star quality. That's what draws people in. This is why letting go isn't just advice, it's biology. The person who doesn't need you is the person everyone wants. One of the books that genuinely changed the way I think about relationships is The Art of Loving by Eric Fromm. Fromm argued most people think the problem is finding the right person, but he believed that that's actually asking the wrong question. The real question is, how do I become someone who knows how to love? He believed that love isn't just a feeling that magically happens to us, it's a skill. It requires patience, self awareness, discipline, responsibility, and the courage to stand on your own feet. One of my favorite ideas from this book is that dependency often gets mistaken for love. Your happiness completely depends on whether somebody else texts you, chooses you, or validates you. Then you're no longer loving from a place of freedom. You're actually loving from a place of fear. Fear of rejection, of abandonment, fear that somehow you're not good enough. Real love looks very different. It's two emotionally whole people choosing each other, not because they need someone to complete them, because they genuinely want to build a life together. That completely changed how I look at relationships. Now, if this is something you are struggling with, if you're constantly overthinking relationships, chasing people, losing yourself, repeating the same patterns, this is exactly the kind of work I help people with. I offer one-to-one sessions to help you understand what's really driving those patterns. Every session is tailored to you, to your unique situation. And I can also create bespoke sessions around what you're going through so you can build genuine confidence, stronger boundaries, and show up as your most authentic self. You'll find all the details in the description box and I'll pin it in the comments as well. This is about you. This is not about them. The funny thing is, this doesn't just show up in relationships, it shows up in every goal we chase. If you're a content creator, maybe you're constantly checking your YouTube analytics. If you're a business person, you're constantly checking your sales. You're waiting for the other person to text you, plan the date, or call you, and you're left wondering why nothing is actually happening. The truth is, the more desperate you become about the outcome, the more your self-worth becomes attached to it. And the moment you fall in love with the process, instead of obsessing over the result, everything, believe me, everything changes. You become calmer, you make better decisions, you become more creative, and ironically, that's when the results start coming. I can tell you for a fact that this has changed everything for me. So if you're trying to let go of someone today, don't do it because you're hoping they'll come back. Do it because you are finally ready to choose yourself. If they come back, great. If they don't come back, that's fine too. You know why? Because your life is full of options. And your worth was never something another person had the power to give you. I want you to remember the art of loving. So the goal for you is to not to spend your entire life searching for the right person. The goal here is to become the kind of person who knows how to love without losing yourself. I also want you to remember the people who are hardest to walk away from are the ones who are teaching you how to do it. Before you go, I want to leave you with a closing thought. Not every person brings out the best in us. Some people, they genuinely awaken our confidence, our playfulness, and our sense of security. But there's others who bring out our anxiety, our insecurity, our fear of abandonment, and parts of ourselves we don't even recognize. So it's important to acknowledge that, because sometimes it's not even about healing yourself. It's also about recognizing a particular dynamic simply isn't bringing out a person who you want to be. So if this video made you think, then make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on videos like this. Also, don't forget to check out this video that's going to show up on the screen. Thank you so much for staying with me, and I will see you in the next video.